So there are few things that I really absolutely loved about that ergonomically designed, and the equipments which have been made by studying the human anatomy as well. There are lots of gym goers who actually complain about lots of different varieties of pains. After they come from like a gym, they actually complain about that this is paining, that is paining. So how do you tackle that?
Okay, first let us understand there are 6 kinds of pain. I will not get into the technicalities of the 6 kind of pains.
Exactly.
But I'll give you a small example. Now, let's say if there's a piece of cup, if we move it from here to here. So the point is it has changed positions.
Exactly.
The same happens with human bones. Not exactly bones, but the human muscles. It changes positions. When we go under heavy workout, we actually tear our muscle fibers so that in those gaps there is protein synthesis and we build muscles. So that is where the pain occurs. As long as it is muscle pain, I have no issues with it. But there are certain kind of pains like bone pains, skeletal joint pains. These are issues which need to be addressed. Now for a new or a beginner or a novice who enters into a gym, for him having muscle pain is quite okay. It goes away after regular training. He develops a kind of acceptance towards that pain. But there are certain amount of pain which results because of wrong training. Let's say a person is new to the gym, the trainer does not assess him well and gives him a particular load of exercise or particular movement which is not quite normal, which is to be done by an expert or someone who's at a moderate level. That might result in injury. If the pain is from an injury, then that person should be cautious and he should be actually skeptical to join a gym. But if the pain is from a very good exercise, then that is a genuine pain. You do any kind, let's say those people who work in showrooms, display people in let's say malls, they walk for a long time, so they experience leg pain. So they don't work again? No, they have to land up in the next morning to work again. So that is how the fitness industry or this pain should be understood with.
Okay, that is actually completely fine. That is very much knowledgeable. So there are lots of gyms out here in Cuttack, and there are lots of gyms out there in the whole world. So how do you differentiate between a good gym and a bad gym?
Okay, now see, there is no direct answer to this question. I will give a tentative idea how to mark a gym. See, I mark a gym in 5 yardsticks.
Okay.
Let's say pricing, your staffing, your your space, your location, and let's say your expertise.
Okay.
Now, not expertise actually, I will put it hygiene. In post-pandemic era, a gym or a fitness facility has to keep the hygiene in mind. That is the top priority. Second would be, as I said, was spacing. Now, if a gym is not spacious enough, for example, then that is not a proper gym. I don't say you need a huge gym. It can be a small gym, but the floor space has to be planned in a proper way. Then I say staffing. Your staff should not be rude. Okay, you are not able to do this exercise, get out, get going with someone else.
You need to have patience.
Not exactly patience. He should understand that the client is new or the customer is new, and I need to motivate him, not to demotivate him. So these are few of the many yardsticks in which you determine. Another most important thing is your pricing. Pricing also plays a very important role. Few gyms are overpriced. They provide a very basic equipments which are not ergonomically designed, as I have explained earlier, or do not follow the normal standards, and yet they are high priced. Those gyms for me do not fall into the category of good gyms.
Okay.
So I believe I have given you a fair idea what exactly